During this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to actually create text, which is a really obviously popular thing to do with CNC in this class. So you can see I already have the WinCam mill software open, and again, there's three parts to it. There's CAD, which I'm on right now, the CAM portion, or computer aided manufacturing, and then of course the machining. So we're just going to focus on the CAD portion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first make sure my line menu is selected, and then I'm going to click on the draw line tool. And what I'm going to do, let me zoom in here for you. I'm just going to click on the zoom in part, and I'm going to click on this part right here to start my line, and I'm going to go over here and try to make a straight line right there. Okay, now I'm going to click on the text tool. That's this one right here. It says insert text element. When I click on that, then I'm going to immediately click on that line, and I'm going to go down here to the bottom right of the screen. I'm going to click on the checkbox. All right, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my name. I'm going to put it in all caps. You can do small letters as well, but I'm going to just show you all caps for an example. Now, font type. One of the things that I've discovered is pretty cool. If you're trying to figure out what font you want to use, it doesn't actually tell you what it looks like or show you what it looks like. So if you go to Programs and you go to good old Microsoft Word and you drop this list down, now you can actually see what each font is going to look like. Now, one of the things that I've figured out from doing some sample milling on this is you want to stick to fairly thick fonts, or at least make a bold version of it. Some of the fonts that have a lot of little fancy hooks and things at the end of the letters usually don't work all too well, but let's just pick on Cooper Black. So I'm going to type in MILLER, and I'm going to make it nice and big, like 48 point font, and that's what that's going to look like. Alright, so I'm pretty confident that's pretty cool, so I'm going to go back over here to my WinCam software, and I'm going to go up to Cooper Black. Let's see here, I went too far. We'll find Cooper Black, and there it is. Alright, there's Cooper Black. Fineness, you can leave that medium for right now. Now, character height, this is something you got to pay a little bit of attention to. I have my grid set to 0.25. What that means is every one of these little tick marks, these little dots, represents a quarter of an inch. So 4 of them is obviously 1 inch. So from this line, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 1.5 inches. Now, I have a 2x3 block set up here as my unmachined part. Of course, that'll change depending on what you want to do. But I'm going to bring this character height down to 1 inch. So I'm just going to type a 1.00, and that'll give me 4 blocks wide, or tall rather. Distance to contour, we'll leave that as 0.2. Horizontal distance, we'll leave as 0. Everything else we'll just leave alone right now. Now, text above or text below. If I selected text below, it would actually put the text below this line I have selected. I don't want that. I want to put it above. And then you can do left align, centered, or right. I'm going to click on center. Now you click OK, and there you can see that my lettering is way too big for this 2x3 piece. If I hit the 1-to-1, you see it's just way too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my lettering. I'm going to click the T button, and I'm going to play with this play around with this a little bit. My character height is clearly too big, so I'm going to try 0.5, and let's see what that does to it. Now that's much better, and I can actually try to sneak that down a little bit more, and I'll get it 0.4 and see what we can do with that. Oh, that's much better. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in here, and that line that I created, I'm going to delete that line. So I'm going to click on the select element tool. I'm going to select that line. There we go, and I'm going to click the delete button, or hit the delete button, and there it is. Now the other thing I want to do at this point is, and I'm going to go back here and zoom out a little bit more. There we go. I want this to be shifted up, so I want to center my piece. Now this is where having this grid activated really helps. And if you don't know how to do that, you go up to Setup Display, and you make sure grid is shown, and you can see I have it set to 0.25, which is what I would recommend. So I want to shift this up 0.25. All right, and this is where you got to think about your X, left and right, and Y, forward and back, or up and down in this case as we look at it from the top view. So the way I do this, I click on the Modify menu right here. I click on my text, and then I'm going to click on the Shift Drawing Elements Incrementally, which is this first one. Now, I click on my green check box. Now watch what happens. It says Enter Shift in XY. So you have to think XY, like your coordinate system in algebra. So I'm not going to shift left and right at all. I'm only going to shift up. So my X value is going to be 0. Now I'm going to put a space in. And then I want to go up, or positive direction, 0.25. And I want you to see what happens when I hit Enter. There it is. I just shifted up there. All right. Now, if I want to move it around somewhere else, I just say, okay, I want to go left 0.1. It'll go this way. Actually, I'm sorry, you have to put negative 0.1. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. Again, incrementally, just for a quick example here, negative 0.1/0. See how that shifted a little bit to the right? Or to the left, excuse me. Well, I don't want to do that. I'm going to shift it back. I'm going to go positive point. Oh, forgot to check my box here. There we go. 0.1 space 0, and it moves it back. All right, so try that out, and you'll get used to that movement. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and machine my part here. And when you machine it, you're going to use a fairly small bit. Now, I either have an 1/8 inch bit or a 3/16 inch bit. Let's see if it works with a 3/16. I have a 3/16 bit actually loaded up in the tool library into the tool holder. You can see on this one it actually says a 3/16 drill, which is number 15. Okay, and it could be a drill or an end mill. It depends on what you have set up in the machine. So always check with the instructor, obviously, before any of the cam work is done to get the bit size. Okay, so to set up your cam, what you're going to do is watch the next demo, because I'm actually going to separate this. So check in with the other demo on how to set up the cam feature.